Welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show with Patrice Jackson, a.k.a. MsSavvyPro, where each week we get up close and personal with successful purpose-filled people to reveal their struggles, strategies, and inspiring stories of how they are changing the world one person at a time. Our purpose is to empower you to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can to pursue your dreams and goals.
Hey, you guys, welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show. It's me, Patrice Jackson, a.k.a. MsSavvyPro, and I am here again with an awesome guest who is going to talk about purpose, passion, and how to pursue it. We're going to go ahead and just jump in. You guys always know if you have questions for me, you can always send those to info@savvypros.com, and we will make sure that we get the guests to list their information as well so that you can reach out to them and you can find them and make sure that you follow up with them when they give you this good information. As always, I want you to remember that we are always talking about purpose. We are always talking about empowerment. And if you have any questions about that or you feel like you are one of those people who can empower or motivate people in order to go out and live the life that they were born to live, make sure you let us know. Maybe we can have you on the show. All right, you guys, we're going to just go ahead and jump in. We are talking to Nefateria Fonda, and she is the owner of Go Get It, Inc. Yes, a certified authentic selling instructor, coach, author, and speaker. She specializes in coaching driven business owners how to sell so they can make more money in their business. Nefateria hosts her own daily vlog called Nef Nuggets. In addition, she has an online membership called the CEO Lounge for driven business owners who need accountability, coaching, and training. Plus, she provides private coaching if you need to craft a sexy pitch or need a profit plan. Yes, that's what we're all about. She is going to give us the tools we need to be successful in business, in life, and to get those people in the door and get those clients. So we're going to go ahead and bring our special guest on. Hello, Miss. Welcome to the MsSavvyPro Show.
Hello. How you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm glad to have you on. Super excited to talk to you. I do follow you online, so I know you got some nuggets for our audience today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we got your bio here, but let's be honest. We know there's so much more to you here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, my goodness. Where to start? So let's see. Let's just start about my business background. So I started out in probably like 2013 and got my certification to be a life coach. And I tried that for a little while and decided that was not for me. So then I went into financial coaching. So I help people with saving, budgeting, debt elimination, and eventually also offered credit concierge service while I help people increase their credit worthiness by, sending out and submitting all the letters necessary on their behalf. And then just as I continued to, go through the journey of doing different businesses, I realized some of my financial clients wanted to start a business. They had got to a part in life where they did all the quote-unquote right things and all the responsible things in life. There's now time to do something that they really wanted to try for themselves, which was starting a business. So they started to ask me questions about that, which got me to the place where then I said, okay, now I want to help women specifically that are ready to take action and they want to turn their passion into a paycheck. No more expensive hobbies. They really want to really horn in on this thing and really make it profitable for themselves. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'm also a veteran, so I served in the Army for 3 years. I'm married. I don't have any kids or any pets, but I love my nieces and nephews. Let's see, what else can I tell you about myself? I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2016.
Okay. So tell me, this is one thing I really love to hear because you hear people's story, right? And you know, you hear the passion in their voice. And, you know, sometimes as adults and through life, we kind of get deterred and we get distracted. We, you know, start going by our kind of making decisions by our fears or just things that happen to us in life. So I always like to ask people, what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you knew when you were in pigtails and ponytails? Did you want to be a business owner? Were you always that little girl who was kind of a leader within her friends?
So growing up as a little girl, I didn't ever want to have my own business, or I didn't frame it that way. I initially wanted to be a lawyer or a psychologist, but I always thought of like my own office, running my own show. Throughout high school, I always were in like DECA and those kind of groups and held a leadership role. But as a little girl, I didn't really equate those professions with just having my own business. But I did want to run my own show and control my own time.
See, and that's you know, the thing that I like to kind of, you know, highlight when I'm talking to people who are out there running businesses, because, you know, when you look at children, because I'm also someone who doesn't have any children, but I do have nieces and nephews, and I look at one of my older nieces, and she is what we call bossy, okay? She is bossy. She thinks she's a mother. And although sometimes you want to be like, look here, I am the grown-up, I am the adult, but when you really look at it, and when I know years down the line, and she's pursuing her dreams in life, that is going to be something that we have to make sure that we nurture in her and show her how to use it correctly, because this is something that really can indicate who she may be in the future.
Yes, absolutely.
So now you wanted to be a lawyer or in a psychologist or something like that. You were in school. You were always in leadership groups. When did you realize that you had this gift to coach people?
Wow. It probably started when people started coming to me for certain areas. They came to me when they wanted assistance with their relationship, but that's something I didn't ever want to do. They came to me when they had money questions, and they came to me when they had business questions. And I started really analyzing that, and I probably analyzed it more after I had a heart attack. And so when I had the heart attack, at that time, I had it in November. I was only 36 years old at the time, and it was like November 2011, I think. And I had just had a clean bill of health in October, and it just made me reevaluate everything in life. Like, okay, I've done all the right things. I went to school, got married, I didn't have kids out of wedlock, like what I considered the right things. Go to church, like all what I thought was the right things. But when I had that heart attack, I was like, but what is it that I want to do in life? What are the things that I have not tried for whatever reason? Life got in the way. That's not a responsible thing to do. So I tried all kinds of things. Like my husband is a motorcycle enthusiast. He has a Harley Davidson. He loves it. I went to try to learn that. I decided it wasn't for me. I prefer just to be a sexy accessory. I took Taekwondo because that was something I wanted to do as a younger individual. And decided after getting my yellow belt, I was like, that was nice, but that's not for me. So basically probably just after having that heart attack and no kind of indication of why that came about, that it just made me be like, okay, what are all the things that I always said I wanted to do, and I never pursued them for whatever reason, or they weren't the responsible things to do, or they were too risky. And even though I started out in a life coach, I had also, after I got in the military, went to school to be a licensed nail technician. So one of my dreams when I got out of school was out of that particular schooling, was to own my own nail school. And it was like on my plan sheet forever. And I just never, ever pursued it. It was just always planning to act, but never acting on my plan. And so after that heart attack, that became my mantra, don't just plan to act, but act on your plan, whatever it is. Go try it. If you don't like it, it's fine, but at least you can say, I tried it. I really can, make an informed decision now that I do or don't like certain things.
Right. Wow. It's funny how things like, tragic or not tragic, but life-changing things, like a heart attack, can just kind of take you in a whole different direction and give you a different perspective on what you're doing in your life. So I'm glad you made it through that, and then now you were able to use that story to encourage and help other people along the way.
Yes, definitely. We always hear it, tomorrow's not promised, or you live every day like your last, but you just don't you hear it, but you don't really take it into that much of an account, and what time is gone is gone, you know what I mean? So I have felt when I decided to pursue entrepreneurship full time, I was like, okay, I've done all the things, we're financially in a place where we can do this, we're out of debt. It won't be a strain on my husband. We can still maintain the lifestyle we're used to. I'm going to go for it. No matter what happens, I'm going for it. I've done all the right. In my head, I did all the right things and all the responsible things. It was finally time for me to take a risk on myself, and that's what I did.
Wow. Well, congratulations. So let's talk about you being an author. What's your book, and what is it all about?
So my book is called How to Act, and ACT is actually an acronym for Activate Your Faith, Commit to Your Plan, and Take Action That Will Change Your Life. And so my book basically has 18 principles that deal with faith, finances, and freedom, which is another, of course, one of my mantras. So it talks about keeping God first, being obedient, never giving up, forming good habits, setting the example. So it just has various tidbits or also nuggets where I feel like if you apply these principles to your life, that you can actually change your life.
Okay, and and what's the name of the book again, and where can we find it?
The book is called How to Act, which is an acronym for Activate Faith, Commit to a Plan, and Take Action That Will Change Your Life. You can purchase it on Amazon.
All right. So so you're saying, you said how to act, and I like, when people find, you do copy, so of course you're going to have this great name for your book. But I like that it has different principles. I'm one of those people that when I read something, I'm like, okay, this is this, let me apply it, let me go into this, and let me apply this, then go to the next step, right? So when you're coaching people, do you find that using those principles, do you find that it's easy for them to apply those principles? Do you think it's different between people? Or what's the feedback you have gotten with your clients about them taking their life to the next level?
So, like with the book, a lot of people say they enjoyed it because it was an easy read. They enjoyed it from the perspective of it was simple and easy to apply, because I also give you opportunity to journal. I also give you like steps and just simple prayers that you can say to help you with the various principles. And they say they go back to it and review it over and over again. So it's not necessarily you got to read it from page 1 to the end. You can pick up any one of the chapters and just say, okay, this is what I need at this moment. This is what I'm going through at this moment. Let me see what Neff has to say about this and how I can apply this to my life to kind of help me get through this part and what's going on. So it really just kind of touches on like the faith aspect of our life, the financial aspect of life, and how that can, if you put those in order, how that can bring you freedom, whether if you choose to have entrepreneurship as what you want your freedom to look like, or just to do some things that you always wanted to do, but for whatever reason never tried.
Okay. All right. So tell me too, because I know that you help your clients with teaching them how to sell, and yes. For me, that wasn't a skill. Excuse me, I apologize. That wasn't a skill that I had naturally. It was something that I have to and still invest in learning. And so, when you have a client or when you're teaching a class on selling, how important is that to your business of having that skill? And can someone who doesn't have that skill at all have a successful business?
So one is very important to your business, because without selling, your business is broke, because you got to bring in revenue. And probably the first thing I would say, even to a person that don't feel like they naturally have the skill set, that you can acquire the skill set and get better at what is already naturally there, because we sell every day. We may not look at it as selling, but when you're trying to convince your girlfriends or your spouse to go to the restaurant you want to go to, or for them to purchase a certain thing. We're always selling, even though we don't necessarily look at it in that light when, it's something of leisure. It's not necessarily an exchange of money going on. But when you're, convincing somebody of wanting to do something your way, you're selling them. Point blank, period. And you need selling in your business. And I always start with, the mindset of selling. That selling is helping. It's basically the exchange of goods and service for money. That's it. So if what you have will change somebody's life, business, health, relationship, it's your obligation to provide them a service that can change that for them. Because everybody wants to help, and that's great. But it takes you having some finances in order to continue to help many people and get what you have that would change somebody's life, health, or business out there. So if you continue to try to do it for free or never want money for it, then you can't go but so far.
All right. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you break it down like that and trying to figure it out and understand the importance of, that to your business and to your product or service that you're offering to the world. What I want to do from here is I want to take a little music break, and we're going to come back. But I wanted to know, when we come back, if you can kind of explain to people, what does copy mean? What is it really? And maybe give us some tips on how we can kind of start to apply that in our business and in our marketing.
Okay.
All right, so you guys, we are going to be back with our guest, Miss Nefateria Fonda, and we are going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're going to learn about copy, you guys, which is really important to business. All right, you guys, I want to thank you for listening to the MsSavvyPro Show, and we are going to be right back.
I shall not want means I won't experience any lack. No extra, nothing will be missing. Nothing.
Maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Leadeth me beside the still water. Restoreth my soul. Leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
I don't know what the future holds for me. Ooh, but I'll trust, in the one that's holding me. He has peace for me, yes he does. Love for me, prosperity, and the destiny. Safe in the master's arms, I'm safe in the master's arms. Oh, I'm safe in the master's arms. I am safe in the master's arms. You give purpose to my life. You shepherd me with care, and I will follow you anywhere. The Lord is my shepherd, everything I need he has. Always a rest in the time of storm, and he's sunshine when the storm is past. That's why the devil don't like me. I'm trying to live right, and my foes want to fight me, because I found favor in God's sight. You know I'm safe. Shepherd me with care, and I will follow you anywhere.
No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against you shall be condemned. Verse 2 again.
The Lord is my shepherd, everything I need he has. He is rest in the time of storm, and he's sunshine when the storm is past. Yeah. The devil don't like me. I'm trying to live right. My foes wanna fight me, because I found favor in God's sight. You know I'm safe in the master's arms. I'm safe in the master's arms. Oh, I'm safe in the master's arms. I am safe in the master's arms. You give purpose to my life. You share shepherd me with care, and I will follow you anywhere you give purpose to my life. You shepherd me with care, and I will follow you anywhere. In the Master's arms, I'm safe in the Master's arms. Oh, I'm safe in the Master's arms. I am safe in the Master's arms. In the Master's arms. I'm safe in the Master's arms. Oh, I'm safe in the Master's arms. I am safe in the Master's arms. Yeah. Run, playing.
Yes. That is Safety in the Master's Arm by Bronson Landrum. You go out and get that CD or that album or download it, however you get your music. It's such a great album, awesome album. So we're going to I'm going to read a quote that I found that I want to share with you guys, and it is appreciate where you are in your journey. Even if it's not where you want to be, every season serves a purpose. And I love that quote because sometimes in life, and especially as entrepreneurs, we feel like maybe we're stuck or maybe we're going in the wrong direction, or maybe things are just not happening the way we visioned it. But be okay with that. You know, use that opportunity to be a little bit self-aware, to find out truly what you're, to kind of buckle down on, focus on your niche or your purpose, journal, use it to get some insight and be okay with it because it's temporary, and remember that it's temporary. You probably have had these feelings before, and if you just hold on and continue to have that focus, that faith, you will make it through. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to have one more song, and it's going to be by Miss Shan Ray Price, and it is her song, No Longer the Same. Yes, so we're going to go ahead and play that, and we'll be right back. Thanks for listening to the MsSavvyPro Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sean Ray Cherie Price.
Is there anybody here who wants to be set free? Is there anybody here who's tired of being deceived? Is there anybody here who truly believes that they can be exactly what the Lord designed them to be? Yeah. Is there anybody here who can tell you a story? Is there anybody here whose testimony
Yes, that's one of my favorite songs. You guys know I'm always playing it on the show. That it was Miss Shanray Sharice Price, actually the sister of Miss Kelly Price, and she is a great artist, great gospel artist. She has an album out called Long Time Coming. Make sure you go out and go get that one too. Both of those are great CDs to just have on play as you're getting some work done, or maybe riding in the car to going to a meeting. Make sure you go out and listen to their albums. All right, you guys, we are coming back to the MsSavvyPro show with our guest, Miss Nefateria Fonda. You guys are a little bit tongue-tied. So she's going to come back and she's going to share some tips with us and tell us a little bit more about herself. Hey, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
Thank you for coming back. And you, so we were talking, and you were telling us about your story and how you became this coach who, helps people sell and find out who they are with the, and help them, coaching them through with their businesses and starting businesses. And so you also do copy. So a lot of times people don't actually know what that means. So if you can kind of tell us a little bit about that and maybe give us a couple of tips on how we can start to use that in our business.
Okay, so basically copy is the words on your site. So basically what I teach is kind of how to sell the words on your site. Basically what I like to start people with is a process called like a sales map. So we kind of dig deep into what is the benefits of what you're offering and what are the features. And once you know the benefits of what you're offering, it makes it a lot easier to write copy words on your website that are benefits driven. A lot of times, especially on Work With Me pages, people want to focus in on the features. You get this many weeks, you get this many phone calls, you have a Facebook group where you have this and that. And from a client's perspective, none of that matters. What is that going to do for me? How is that going to be beneficial to me? And so basically you have to understand the benefits of what you're offering, not just the features, in order to make it easier for you to write the copy. So basically what your listeners can do is kind of write down what they're offering, what is the features of it, and why are those things important. So whether it's a Facebook group or if it's live coaching or if it's one-on-one, why does that matter to the person that's going to purchase the program?
Wow, you know what, and I like the way you broke that down because it actually kind of connects with what you said before, too, about the sales of it all. And it seems like what I'm hearing from you, too, is that when it comes to offering your product and service to your clients or potential clients, what they look for is how will it change their life, right? How would it change their things? You may have something in, like you said, it may be a great product or service, but if you're not showing them, this is great, but if you're not showing me how this particular thing can make me better or make me feel differently in a positive way, I don't actually get the benefits and I don't want to buy. And that was something, it's good to always hear it because it makes it click in your mind. It gives it perspective. It brings it back to the core of what you're trying to do, your why, right? Why you even started your business. What do you think this was going to how do you think this is going to go? Who is your potential client?
Correct. Absolutely. So
tell us how so I know you have clients, private clients, and then you also have classes. So tell us what, when we sign up, how would that go? What would a session look like with you when you're coaching?
Okay, so with the private clients, it is exactly that. It is one-on-one to get my undivided attention on what we're learning. So basically a lot of times I give them work prior to the session so that when they arrive to the sessions that they are ready to go and we can dig deep and give feedback or whatever is necessary to what they already received and gotten done, instead of they come to a call with nothing ready and they spend half of the call, figuring it out, trying to get it ready. Nope, they get the prep work prior to so that they'll know, okay, when I come to this call, I have this together. So then when we go through this call, I'm going to walk away with my Work With Me page complete, or I'm going to walk away with my About Me page done, or I'm going to walk away with how to convert a console. So they come knowing when they work with me one-on-one what is expected, and then at the end of each call, there is an end result. So it's not like once you complete the 90-day process, there is this end result. Each time you get on a call with me, there is a result that you're supposed to receive at the end. And if for whatever reason during the process, I realize that, okay, I need to customize it a little more, I have flexibility in my program that I can customize it to fit that individual need. So I have a curriculum that I like for them to go through, but if something comes up while we're working and I need to add something or get them a resource, I make sure that happens.
All right, so I like that, you know, when it comes to the private party, like you leave it a little bit flexible enough so that you can kind of make sure it's tweaked per client. You know, it's not just this one blueprint that everybody will have. Everybody has their own special connection or time or blueprint, their own blueprint for their particular business or thing that they're doing. So you also have the CEO Lounge, too. So tell us, too, if somebody wants to be a private client or if they want to, you know, be part of the CEO Lounge, how can they find you and work with you and follow you?
Okay, so my website is NefateriaFonda.com. That's N-E-F as in faith, A-T-E-R-I-A, F as in faith, O-N-D as in Delta, A.com. And the CEO Lounge is a online paid membership with an offline component. So each month I either teach a lesson or I get one of my CEO friends to teach a lesson. And then they have also once a month they have a live Q&A with me. They can bring their specific questions and get answered. But the CEO friends can be about branding, mindset, productivity. So it kind of gives you more than just one area that you may need to focus on in business, but gives you kind of like an overall view of various areas in your business you may need. You don't necessarily need them at all times, but they will be there and available to you when you need it. The offline component is that once a month, I call it a Small Business Saturday, we get together and work together on something that's like we've been meaning to get it done, but for whatever reason, it's not getting done. I allow for that space for you to take that, writing those 12 blog posts or getting those videos completed or getting that sales funnel done in that space where you're with other people that's striving and doing and understand where you're coming from as well. And we also have a private Facebook community so that you can connect with each other, as well as I'm still there in there every day being able to answer any questions that may come up as well.
All right. So you guys, you heard that, you know, if you want to be a part of this group, this community of people who are, you know, like-minded, and then also be coached by someone who is going to help you take it to the next level, sell these products, give you, like you said, a sexy pitch, some good copy. This is where you want to be. So tell us what's next for you.
That is an excellent question. Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Wow, what is next for me? Oh, wow. You stumped me there. Absolutely. I guess for me,
on Facebook you were actually looking to do some new classes, you guys. So if you are looking to learn something, reach out to her, because maybe there's something that you want to learn that she hasn't thought about yet.
Absolutely. And I do have a free Facebook community that's called Plans to Prosper for Driven Business Owners, and I'm always in there asking questions to be able to better serve the members of the community, and I will call you out by tagging you and saying, hey, how can I help? What do you need? You know, so, yes, I am definitely open to providing what is needed, because I don't have all the answers to what you particularly need, but if you let me know what you need, I can make sure that I get the answers or the resources that can help you grow your business.
All right. And one of the things that you said, like you said, with the resources is that she did say her CEO friend. So make sure you listen to that, because, you know, as an entrepreneur, she's not saying that she knows everything, but she knows how to get to, you know, to someone does know. So that's really important. So don't be afraid to reach out to, someone and say, hey, this is what I want to learn. And just because you haven't seen them post anything about it doesn't mean that you won't be able to learn that from this person some way, somehow. So make sure you guys go out and follow that group, follow her, and see what you guys can do. It's almost 2019. We're in fourth quarter. We're starting to get ready for the next year. So let's take it to the next level. Let's get these resources. Let's use these resources for our betterment of our businesses.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So one of the things I always like to ask my guests, we like to close out with this, is what is one thing that you use to encourage yourself? So this can be a word, a quote, a scripture, anything like that. What do you use to encourage yourself from day to day?
Wow. It will be a lot of scripture, a lot of praying. I even do a Monday morning prayer. So it's a lot of praying for me. Various scriptures come to mind. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You didn't give me a spirit of fear, but love and sound mind. Scripture is my friend. Scriptures are my friend. So definitely when I am discouraged, I definitely fall on my face and I pray. I find a scripture. And when I can't do it for myself, I reach out to a friend that has my back and will pray for me. So, yeah, definitely prayer for me is what helps keep me motivated when I'm not as motivated.
Yes, we all have been there. So I want to thank you for coming on the show, sharing your wisdom and your expertise with us. It's been a great, great interview. I enjoyed talking to you, getting those nuggets from you. And always, like I tell people, the invitation is always open. So when you write that next book or you got that next program, please give me a call and let us know so we can share with the audience and my listeners.
Definitely, and I would love to come back anytime. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you to your listeners. I really appreciate it.
All right, you guys, yes. So we have closed out another great MsSavvyPro show, you guys, and as you know, I have changed the platform. We're not on every Tuesday like we used to be, but guess what? If you just go out to patricejackson.me or MsSavvyPro.com, whichever one you choose, you can always catch up on all our episodes, listen to this new episode, and you can still follow us at all of our links and check this out. And guess what? Now, all you have to do is just go over to MsSavvyPro on YouTube, and you can catch all of our shows. Please like, share, and listen to these shows, and make sure that you check out the descriptions because that's where you are going to find all the information for our guests. I thank you guys for sticking with me through this platform change and just always supporting me and continually listening to the MsSavvyPro show. We are going to be out, and I thank you guys again. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the MsSavvyPro Show, and remember, there's always peace in purpose.